one more pull. Fortunately, our RPM signal isn't the best, so we are getting a little bit of torque misreading on the computer. How's that for something you can get groceries in? These cars are awesome.
Good afternoon, guys. This car has been testing our experience. We built a car like this for a customer. We did our 125 package on it. He was tickled to death with it. Unfortunately, somebody pulled out in front of him and totaled the car. He searched far and wide to find this car. It's a used car, more miles on it, stuff like that. We had some interesting stuff to sort through on this one. Of course, we took the parts from the other car, the headers, the exhaust, the throttle body, the air intake system, the flex fuel sensor, everything from the other car, and put it on this one, JMS voltage booster. And initially I started out making pulls. I was like, geez, this thing's way down on power. And through a little investigation and testing, we determined that the blower that was on it was very weak. So talked to the customer. He says, well, I have a ZL1 blower, so I'll bring it down to you. And in the meantime, I wanted to try it. We put an ATI super damper on it, and we put an 8% lower on it. And some of the power came back, but then the transmission downshifted in the middle of the pull. I says, well, we must be reaching the torque limit. So we got to unlock the TCM, sent the TCM out, had that unlocked, got it back, put it in. I did a tune on the TCM with the new blower put on it, the new TCM in it. Still has the 8% lower on it. Made a pull, and I got about 3/4 of the way through the pull and it downshifted. Now I'm scratching my head, looking around, trying some different stuff. And this is an 8-speed, and the 8-speeds are notorious for bad torque converters.
Ooh.
So I think we got a bad torque converter, because if I force it to stay locked via the scanner, go in the scanner and tell it to stay locked, I can make a full pull. Did we lose the RPM on that last one?
The second to last one we did, and then I finagled it in between you flashing it, and I think we got a pretty good signal on that last pull.
Anyway, I could feel it chattering.
I can hear it chattering.
Yeah.
I can hear the way it's behaving.
So I think we're driving through the torque converter. That's where we're at. You know, this thing's making a lot of power. I mean, it's on E60. It's a stock engine, stock blower, no porting. This was the pull right before I had you come over to do recording. It made 701 pounds of torque, and it made 700 pounds of torque a bunch of times. It's just it kept unlocking the converter and, you know, not finishing the pull. So I'll give you an example there. Oh, that was a 5th gear pull. I wanted to try 5th.
See if it was any better.
Yeah. So we go back to 4, and you can see where it unlocked the converter at. Looks like it unlocked right at about 5,200 or so. Yeah, well, yeah, 5,100. 5,200. It unlocked the converter at 5,200, and then it finished out the pull without the converter locked. You know, it made as much as 706 pounds of torque. So I think we got to put a converter in this car. You know, it's strong. The blower made a huge difference. I could pull that up too. So you look at the boost curve on this, and you look at the boost curve on the stock blower that was on it, and it's the green lines. Look at the difference with the same pulley combination.
Oh my gosh.
2 1740 blowers, the original one on the car, and a stock ZL1 supercharger, back to back, same pulley combination. You're missing, what is it, 6?
Missing
10.
4
pounds of boost. So that blower is really, really weak. I've never seen that before. This is a first for us.
I think it has a problem with the bypass, maybe.
No,
Something
we
like that?
messed around with the bypass. We looked into all the regular culprits of, you know, we did it. We pressure tested the system. There's no leaks. You know, we capped the throttle body and blow shop air about, you know, we'll put about 10 or 15 pounds into the system to see if there's any leaks, and it was sealed tight as a drum. Bypass is working good. You know, we even checked the bypass adjustment. The blower is just weak, just not moving any air. Maybe it's got a lot of wear in it, a lot of clearance. I don't know, but that's back to back. I mean, 2 different blowers on the same exact car with everything else the same. You know, I expected to lose, you know, lose a pound of boost when we put the headers on it, but not 3 or 4 pounds.
No.
You know, even with the stock pulley on the bottom, it was way down. I think it was only making like 7 or 8 pounds of boost, and they usually make 11.
Yeah.
So that's
why I was asking, because
and obviously the faster you spin it, the more it's going to change the distance between the 2 blowers. But yeah, that's the thing. I said something's wrong with this blower. It's just dead. It wasn't making any power. And I think it made 611, and this package routinely makes 660, 670.
Yeah.
You know, at the rear wheels. It did on his other car.
It did, yeah.
665 on his other car. You know, I got that in here too. Clear all, overlay open, and go back to the other car, and I think that made lost the RPM signal in the middle, but it's still there. It was 660. Yeah, it was 660.
645 there.
650. Yes. Whatever.
Still strong for something
yeah,
like
it's
this.
where it should
be.
So that's, you know, that's 2 different pulley combinations. So this blower is good. The other thing I like about it too is I'm watching the IATs, and they definitely recover a little bit better. So there's something to the ZL1 lid over the short lid, which I've always said anyway. I knew that.
Bricks internally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, as much as we want to finish up this car and get it back to the customer, you know, we're finding things that are unbeknownst to us, you know. So you raise the power and you find the weak links, and evidently this torque converter is weak. And the 8-speed torque converters are noted for problems. You know, they had all kinds of chatter problems. They were doing fluid flushes to fix the chatter, and you know, I could feel the thing slipping. Once it gets above 4,500 RPM, I could feel it. You know, even though I'm forcing a lock up. And as a matter of fact, on the second to the last pull, when it downshifted, it set a check engine light for the transmission. So there's something going on. We'll have to investigate it, do proper diagnosis. But from everything I can tell from the data that I have and what I could feel in the car, the torque converter's slipping. So this thing should make almost 700 horsepower, and it's not. It's even if you look at the RPM, it's like it's even a little bit choppy on the graph at the top. You can see it right there. The blue line is all choppy.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can see that in the camera because it's pretty small, but it just gets real choppy up there. Yeah.
And it almost sounds like, you know, when you were a kid and you're talking through the fan that's sitting on the floor, it almost sounds like it's doing that, engine pitch wise. So
anyway, we'll keep picking away at it, guys, and thanks for following along and watching and leaving your little comments and emojis and little claps. We love the support. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned.